Would you like to end a day out at Keeneland with an Oscar performance? Then you need only head up the road to Honeywood, where Ouita Michel is whipping up something special. Mill Ridge Farm has teamed up with Kentucky's award-winning chef to offer a dessert named for its Grade 1 winning stallion. We stopped by Honeywood to sample the dish, and it is certainly worthy of an encore.
This community is all about horse, and yet for the longest time we haven't let them feel part of that. Horse country has changed that. We want people to feel a part of this community. And so this is just another thread to allow, through somebody like Ouita, who is just, again, so highly regarded, and her talents within all of her restaurants, to share the idea of come and share and feel part of.
I grew up in Lexington, but my dad was a professor at UK. And so, I mean, when I was a kid, you could drive around the horse farms and Secretariat would come to the fence and like bite at your finger and stuff. But honestly, it didn't have much exposure to horse racing or the horse industry and what that meant. And then almost 20 years ago, I bought the Holly Hill Inn in Midway, Kentucky. And I really, really learned a lot just by living in Midway and having friends in the business. Now we do all the food for Fasig-Tipton, and so having ventured into that partnership with them, I've learned a lot.
So growing up, our kids and stuff like that, I would go and make crumble up cookies and stick it in the microwave and then put hot fudge on that my mother had made and my wife Nancy had made, and then put coffee ice cream on it, and same with brownies, and just love it, and people love it. And I was like, I wonder what we can do to share that, and had the idea of Ouita Michel, who is award-winning, has the best restaurants, a Kentucky icon. And so I approached Ouita and said, I love desserts. What about if we share a hot fudge sundae idea with your patrons, and we call it the Oscar performance. And Ouita, being Ouita, said, fabulous. So we're just doing a little cross-branding, teaming up with horse country, just sprinkling the seeds amongst everybody.
Anytime you can find a way of interacting what we're doing with the horse industry, I want to be a part of it because I feel like it's such a big part of our culture here. And as a chef, it's really hard to figure out how to interface exactly, right? How to do that. So when he came and had this whole idea for the dessert and just the name of Oscar performance, yes, I mean, who's going to say no?
So what they're doing is they're putting it in a skillet, so that you order it when you order your dinner, and then it comes at the end of dinner, and it serves four, and it's piping hot with this chocolate toffee Hershey bar in the middle of the brownie, and then you put the ice cream on, you put the hot fudge on.
Got an Oscar walking in. Oscar!
So you can mention that you saw it in the TDN. You can take a picture of the TDN ad or mention that you saw it, and we're also handing out cards. So just to mention it, make people aware, they're geared up for it at Honeywood, and welcome it. Again, it's a celebration. It's an Oscar performance.
Well, horse country and what Mill Ridge is doing is so important to the thoroughbred industry because it's about reaching a different group of people. And that's a lot about why I've opened Honeywood. I want to reach a new generation. I want to show young people these old Kentucky recipes. I want little kids to be eating country ham biscuits and brown beans and cornbread. In a more modern setting, it's about bringing my culinary heritage and the culinary heritage of Kentucky forward to a new generation. It's the same thing that Mill Ridge is doing for horse racing. They're trying to engage a whole new generation of kids and young people into the majesty of the horse and what that means for our part of the world here in Kentucky. Do you like it?
That is Oscar worthy.